Hi crafty friends, this is Julie. Welcome back to my channel. I have a fun Dollar Tree haul to share with you because I've decided that this year, my first year ever, to participate in the Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge hosted by Jess over at Paper Terrace. And Jess also just hit the milestone of 100,000 subscribers. I don't think Jess is probably going to see this video, but if she does, congratulations, Jess. That is amazing. I will put the links in the description below to Jess's channel. Also, she's done a number of videos. There's an information video on how to participate with the hashtags and all that information. And I do think she's also going to do a giveaway in conjunction with this challenge at the end of the month. So definitely go subscribe to her channel and follow along so that you can participate and celebrate with her. So, okay, let's get into the items I picked up. I had to go to two different Dollar Trees. My Dollar Trees are typically very slim pickings. The first one I went had virtually no paper. That made me very nervous because I only have one paper pad or paper pack from Dollar Tree in my stash. So I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? So I ended up having to go to two Dollar Trees, but I should backtrack a little bit. Jess said that we were allowed, and I'm so thankful, allowed to use things that were already in our stash. So she didn't put a dollar amount that we had to spend a particular amount. And she said that we could use other Dollar Tree supplies that are already in our stash. And obviously we're welcome to use our own glues and sewing machine and scissors and all that kind of stuff. So this is just for the supplies itself. Going into the store, even before I started shopping, I had the thought that I wanted to try to do a patriotic or an Americana journal because I did not do one this year. We didn't do anything that was red, white, and blue or anything on Vintage Craft and Chat this year. So I kind of went into the store with that thought in mind. And the first thing I came across were their seed packets down in the gardening section. It's at the front of my store. And I found this seed packet and I thought, okay, that might be perfect. I can attach this to the front of the journal. So this was my jumping off point as I went through the first store. I love the red, white, and blue and the daisies. So I thought, okay, this is a good start. So that was the first thing that I found, and then I'll kind of go over the things I picked up as I went along. And I also tried to pick up things that I know I would have plenty of supplies that would work in tons of different journals, not just this journal. I didn't want to spend a lot of money that just went into this only. I was being very, very, very thrifty and thinking ahead. I was happy to find these envelopes. I don't already have these in my stash. They are a 20-piece, and I picked up the craft color, and then there's one in white and one in cream because I figure I can use the envelopes. I could use the cards. Maybe I could make ephemera, tags, journaling cards, that kind of thing. So that was a good find. I picked up 2 bags of twine. So this was the only colorway that had anything that was red, white, and blue at the first store. It only had the red. I don't have white and I don't have black already in my stash, so I figure I would eventually use those. But then when I went to the second store, they had more of a red, white, and blue. So I picked this pack up as well, so it would give me some more options. Oh, and I should show this. So as I was walking around, I was trying to think, well, what am I going to use for the cover of my journal? And I also wanted to challenge myself a bit. I've never used like a cereal box or a cracker box or anything like that. So I grabbed this box of Cheez-Its. I'm glad we're not going off of dollars spent because this was $4. This was the most expensive thing I grabbed. And I grabbed Cheez-Its because my family loves Cheez-Its. In fact, it's already been opened and they've already been consumed, but I'm not sure if I will make a a hard spine, so I don't know if I'll use this part as part of the journal or if I'll just use the bigger part for the front and back cover. I'll kind of have to work my way through that. I picked up this 50 count of coin wrappers. I love that it had the red and the blue in there, and I have a bunch of vintage ones, but they aren't this bright, and obviously I'm trying to use the Dollar Tree supplies, so I know these will get used in other projects. I picked up these addition cards, and I think I opened them up. Let's see. I'm hoping there are some, where's my scissors? I'm hoping that there are blue and red, like they have on the cover. Let's see here. I might decide to bring some other colors into this journal too. I'll kind of show you the fabric that I have. I was trying to think, well, what other fabrics do I have in my stash? Oh, good. Okay, this is perfect. So there's red and there's blue if I want to stick with that colorway. But as I kind of go through this stuff, I'll show you. I think I might add another accent color. I was really glad to find these. This is a 4 count. They're little Hallmark thank you cards, and I think they're blank inside, and I thought these would be perfect. I could even use one of these. Would it fit? Might be I guess I could use that for the cover as well. So I don't know. Might change it up a little bit, but very least I thought these would make great pockets or tags. I could cut them down. I think the hard part is probably gonna be ephemera for the journal. So this might not be a particularly overly decorated journal, but again, we'll just have to see. I found these waxed basket liners. That's hard to say. There's 14 sheets in here. I thought these would be fun. Maybe we can cover the inside. We can decoupage things. In fact, let me see what these feel like. I've never come across these or bought these, but I'm thinking they'll probably work just the same as napkins. Yeah. I think these will be perfect, and those will be fun. I found 2 of these treat bags. So they're not like super red, white, and blue. This one's probably a little more true to that colorway, but I picked these up as well. I figure definitely I would use these in other journals, and maybe we will bring in a 3rd accent color. Let's see, I was super happy to find this. I love, love, love. My favorite is their crocheted ribbon, and I don't have any in the white. I have all the ribbon that I've found so far has always been in the creamy or the off-white tone. So this is my first time finding in white. And in fact, I think I found these at 2 different stores. I think the first store just had this thin one. In fact, it looked like somebody had already tried to open it. And then I found the thicker one at the second store I went to. So that was great. Again, same thing with these. I found 2 different fabrics at 2 different stores. Such slim pickings with the fabric. I think the first store they had a few flannels out that wasn't kind of working with my theme, but I did find this navy blue. So I thought, well, I'll pick that up. Even if I don't use it for the journal, I'll use it in another project. But then I ended up finding this kind of more primary blue at the second store, and I was thinking maybe that's a better tone. So I picked that up as well. I went into this knowing that I really needed paper because, again, I only have that one columnar paper that I use all the time, that kind of turquoisey. In fact, I'll pull it out right here. I have it in this pile. This is the only Dollar Tree paper that I have in my stash. So I was really nervous about being able to find enough paper. And in fact, I didn't pick up any paper from the first store. They had a couple like little tiny journals in one of the aisles. All the shelves were empty, and then it looked like they were stocking their back to school stuff at the front of the store. They had it all taped off or boxed off. So I'm guessing if I went back now, there'd probably be plenty of paper to choose from, but that was the big reason why I needed to go to the second Dollar Tree store. So I picked up one of these composition books. I think this will be great paper. I love the color too, that it's blue and red, blue and red. So I think this will be perfect. And I could even use this as my front and back cover if I didn't want to use the Cheez-It box. So I have that kind of as a backup, but we will see. I picked up this manuscript tablet, which I know a lot of people love. I've never bought it before, but I can see how great this is. I like the horizontal orientation of it, so definitely will work for a lot of journals. These are really cool. I've never seen these before. I picked these up at the second store and they had a lot of different colorways, but I grabbed the blue and the green. It's a color that I gravitate more, or colors that I gravitate more towards. And this one I already opened. I put a couple pieces of this in the butterfly journals that I'm working on. And it looks so cool when you fold it. You can fold it so that notes and subject and date show. And it's just great in a side tuck. And there are a lot of pieces in here. What does it say? 50 sheets. So I think this is a great find. And if you don't already have it in your stash, I would say definitely a great pickup on that. And okay, yeah, that was all that I picked up. But like I said, Jess said that we could use, in fact, I'm going to push all this aside. She said that we could use supplies that were already in our stash. So of course, I have this paper. We'll use that. We'll include that as well. I pulled out file folders. I may want to make a soft spine. So I already had these in my stash, whether I use the composite book or the Cheez-It box. So I have those, but we can make tags and all kinds of things with that as well. And I also pulled out some other fabrics here. And I don't know, you guys let me know your opinion. I was thinking if I use the blue, this brighter blue here as the cover. Let's open this up. So I'm thinking this might, although now my eye is being drawn to something else, but I'm thinking this might be the cover. And I pulled out, so all of these fabrics came from Dollar Tree. I picked these up probably last year, I think sometime. In fact, I went back and I watched several of my Dollar Tree hauls so I could see that, yes, I did pick up all this fabric at Dollar Tree at one point. So I figured that was fair game. So I remembered I had this fabric, so I don't know. Although now I'm looking at it, and that's probably better. That's probably a better colorway. So I don't know. It may be a surprise once I get the journal made. And you guys see what I'm doing. But that's probably a better tone with that. So I thought that may be cute. I was hoping, because I love their gingham ribbon, that I would have, there's the other one, that I would have gingham ribbon in red, and I do not. Did they ever make that? I have the buffalo check, the black and the red that I think I picked up this year that was new, but I couldn't find red and white in my stash. Maybe I had it and I used it. So that's why I'm thinking I may introduce another color, maybe yellow, maybe this pink. So maybe we're not going to be true red, white, and blue. Maybe we'll add a little bit of pink, a little pop of color. I think that's kind of cute. And then I have blue too. Or I guess I could also use that as well. That would be cute. So we will see. That'll be a little bit of a surprise, but I have this fabric. This one's awfully cute. I have that one as well. So I have a lot of options. We'll just have to see what looks best with the seed packet. And then I remembered, oh, this is cute too. I could even just, oh, that's cute. Maybe that's cute with the daisy and the yellow. Maybe I like that. So I think we have a lot of options. And then I had all these seed packets as well that I picked up when I was making the little mini seed pack journals that we did last year, I think, or maybe it was the year before. So I have these too. So if I decide I don't want to do the red, white, and blue, I have a lot of options at my disposal. And what else did I grab? I grabbed out my coin envelopes. I always pick these up when I find them. So I thought, and I like these tall ones. We can fold these and include those as well. I grabbed out all the rubber stamps I have, but they don't really scream patriotic or red, white, and blue. Maybe this little script one. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be summer garden / patriotic. I don't know. it'll be a mishmash, but I did pull all these out as well. And I don't have any stickers. I don't tend to pick up stickers at Dollar Tree. So I think that's kind of going to challenge us a little bit. We have the alphabet ones. We have these floral ones and these. I pulled these out of my stash, these little tags here. I thought, I don't know if we end up doing a dangle, maybe we can stamp some tags or decoupage them. So I thought those might be fun to play with. These I think are going to be perfect. I had these in mind as I was walking around. Knew I had these in my stash, which are these popcorn bags. So this is a really great pop of color. In fact, I'm thinking I may cut these open, and I'll probably use these to line the inside cover of the journal. Pretty sure, because once you cut these open, there's quite a bit of paper. Yeah, I think those would, if I use this box, I think that would cover that nicely. And yeah, I think that's, I think I forgot about one more thing. Okay, I'm back. I forgot to pull these two things. So I'll probably be using the Jot Time cards. I love these. Haven't seen these in a very long time, but these will probably go into the journal. And then I always keep their index cards in my stash. So here's the colored ones, and then I also have the white ones. They're a little thin, but I think the colors will work if we bring in that pop of pink and the pop of yellow. And I think that's it, friends. I'm really excited to participate this year, and I hope you all do too. Maybe I'm going to challenge you to participate along with me. Again, look in the description below for all the information. I'm still in the process of working on the 2 butterfly journals, so I will probably get those done and then start working on this one. And I can't wait. I'm very excited. Thank you for hanging out with me while I shared all my supplies, and I will keep you posted and see you in the next video.